Okay, so in this video I'll be showing you how to rebuild / refurb your rear radius arms, or replace the bearings and bushings, bushes, whatever. So yeah, this side I've done up to the stage I can. I'll be showing you on this arm. I have put these back on, painted the arm, masked off all this stuff. Yeah, new pins. Yeah, so I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so if you're rebuilding them and replacing the bearings, this is the kit you'll be getting. Move this. It has the shaft, the inner tube thing, the bush, and the bearing. So here's a better look. Shaft with the grease nipple on one end. Got your bearing, roller bearing, your bush, and 2 rubber dust seals, and a plastic cover thing, whatever. So, as you probably saw if you've taken these apart already, one side's bigger than the other. You can probably see on there, this side's smaller than that one. So the bigger one will have the bearing, the smaller one will have the bush. Now one thing to remember, put this in first. On the other one I put the bearing first, and I couldn't put, there's no way of putting this in because you can't fit it through the thinner end, and there's a thick, wider and thinner end on this. So always remember, put this in first. You can grease it up, I probably will, but that's first. So I've just put that in there, if you can see the outside of it maybe in the light. Grease up the inside there and grease up the outside bearing so it slips in easier. I'll just be using this table vise. If you can see on yours, there's a rounded edge and then there's a more straight edge. I don't think it matters which way it goes in. I put the rounded edge in first, so this way. The rounded edge is on the inside, so it'll sit in there. Now I'll just squish it in. So I'll quickly do that. So I just got that started. Make sure it is like flush, sitting on both ends. You'll do that anyway when you're tightening, but just, yeah. And that'll go in nice. Done. Can't even get it out there. I'll just clean up that edge. It's now flush. I hit these in a bit so they're not flush. That's how these came, so I'm just gonna do it with a socket, find a good size, maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, perfect. And I'll just tap that so it's not flush. So for the bush, you need to go to like an engineering shop or machine shop where they can ream it out, because this is tapered. This has this split in it so it can adjust to the like width, and then they need to ream it out to the thickness of the shaft. So we're doing that now, and then you can just put them in and you're done. Okay, so we're back from the engineer shop, or shops in fact. Went to multiple, none of them could do it because it's a 13/16 size and none of them had them because it's all metric now. So what you can do, I think you can exchange your old arms at mini spares for £45. You can get brand new, refurbished, everything, powder coated, £45 each I think. It's not too bad, and you get rid of these, you don't have to do anything with them. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to try and make a DIY reamer. And to do that, you need your old ones of these. So make sure to not chuck these out like I did. I had to go fishing for my old ones. And then what you're going to do, you're going to chop off one side of the thread, and you're going to make cutting edges in this. You can make as many as you want, might make 4, and then you stick that down so it's here with the bushing in, and you'd have a T handle on the end, or square it off so you can fit like a tapping handle onto it on there, and just keep on turning it, and done, reamed, perfect size. That's the idea anyway, so I'll be showing you the process and telling you if it works or not. So here's my old arm, old pin, whatever. You can see on this thread's pretty destroyed from, yeah, but chopping that off, this is the better side of them. That one's pretty horrific. I'll be chopping this side off, angle grinder. That's chopped off. I think I'm just gonna clean up this edge with a probably wire wheel on the end of the angle grinder, clean it up, and then I'll start making the cuts across here. Okay, so here's the final product. Have 4 slots cut into the end. I've got grease on because I was just testing it. Okay, so I've quickly added a small taper, just putting it like that. This now it's just about sits in the bush, so it will centre itself, or along with this being in the bearings, it will be centred. Put a square thing on the other sided thread so it can be put in the little grip. This, I'm going to put the arm in the vice and get it going. Okay, so for this part we're going to need to press in this this bush, just the same as the other side. I'll put it in the vice, put a bit of grease. Okay, so I've got it halfway. Kind of worried now because it's really hard to push in. I mean, it's going in, but it's needing some force. But what I've read is, well, I mean, I haven't read anything about having to do the outside, so I'll keep on pushing it in, and then yeah, I'll get to you when I've pushed it all in. So I'll press that all the way in. I've now clamped it in, and I mean, I guess I'll just try it. So yeah, I'll put probably statue here or something. Okay, so my battery's died, and I've done most of the stuff already, but it wasn't working really, because once I've pressed it in, and because of the taper, it got smaller. So I've to tape it inside of the radius arm. I've had to taper this even more, and I just kind of cut these bits down so the cutting edge sticks out, just so I wouldn't be like building up as much. I have already done both, and because this was such a tight fit, I would then put that in the drill with some sandpaper on, and it would tighten up and just smooth it out and get it. This is 800 grit, so I was there for a while, but just getting it smoother and stuff, because it wasn't really that nice of a cut or a ream, whatever you call it. So I'll show you what they look like now. This is what the arms look like now, but actually on a complete rear subframe. Yeah. So yeah, they're on there. I've got adjustable camber bracket, go up and down. I don't think it's that much camber, but it's not on the floor yet either, so I don't know. Goes through there. They do go up and down, just I can't because I've tightened up the springs. Tightened up the springs so I can't push them up and down to show you. But yeah, I do have the front one there, but I'm waiting on a part. Probably sneak a peek there. But once I've got that part and built that, I'm going to be doing a whole walkthrough of both subframes. Yeah, anyway, hope you try this DIY tool. Hopefully it works for you. Maybe a bit better than it worked for me. But yeah, it saved me at least £60 I reckon. Because to buy a reamer that's 40 to 60 quid, and then to get a machine shop to ream it, that's like 20 quid or 10, 20 quid maybe. Because they have to put it in the vice, they have to set it all up, they have to all that. Or you can do the mini spares way, £45 each for new arms. And it's a pretty good price if you haven't done any of the work yet. But I had already done most of the work, so I didn't think there was any point of me doing that way. So yeah, anyway, see ya.